crowd.
My name is Wesley McLaughlin, and I'm going to talk about the selling of human organs. Selling human organs could help save many innocent lives while making you a little money and has very minimal risk to you. To save the lives of family and friends, I'm suggesting that the laws be changed regarding selling human organs and that they be reevaluated in favor of allowing a regulated market of selling human organs. The shortage in organs is around 6,500 a year. That is how many people die because there is not enough donors on the list. However, with a financial incentive, more donors will come forward, making organs available and less people dying. First off, let's take a look at the current regulations in place. The existing regulations, which are according to the International Journal of Social Economics, Volume 32, they are unfair to the donor and the recipient. It creates a more capitalistic America, and hospitals and doctors profit more off of the transplant than the donor does. Donors receive nothing in return for their vital organs, and if compensation is given, they are sent to jail. Present regulations restrict compensation due to ethical morale. Organ recipients, men, women, and children, have to suffer through years of being on a wait list. This can be a physically painful process, as stated in a publication on Santa Clara University's website. For example, they may go through pain if they need a lung transplant. They may have emphysema and die from that before they get their transplant. The order of the wait list is determined by a governing body named UNOS. Recipients can be left at the bottom of this list if they are not as high a risk as everyone else. And there are 100,000 people on this list every year, and the number is growing. As you can see right here on my visual, I have some numbers for transplants in the U.S. Over 100,000 people in the U.S. are waiting for an organ currently. 4,000 people are added to this list each day. 6,500 people a year die before they receive their transplant. And only 6,000 transplants from living donors are performed per year. Now let's take a look at the idea proposed by Barry Jacobs to make this legal. In 1983, he proposed that a massive need for human organs, and he wanted to become an international broker for these parts. This is also found on Santa Clara University's website. However, this idea is deemed unethical by most. If there's a legal market for selling human organs, people believe that people will start murdering to cut the organs out of other people's body and selling them. People, however, do not just become murderers because money is on the table. Most of the population would not kill someone unless their life was being threatened. Also, there will be safety features in place, like a waiting period for them to receive their money, as well as records to ensure the organs are healthy and they are the correct blood type. Not only can you help save people's lives, but you personally also benefit from this solution. Barry Jacobs proposes that you get a financial incentive for all organ donors. Currently, organ donors are in dire need. 15 people die each day from not receiving their transplant. The president of UNOS, which is the United Network for Organ Sharing, is Patricia Adams. She states that we have the know-how to save tens of thousands of lives. What we don't know is how to get enough organs possible donated. That is also according to a Reason.com article. Financial incentives can help the donor or the family of the donor. If the donor is going to die soon anyway, upon the death of the donor, they will receive money for their funeral. Also, this will ease the organ transplant process. If a recipient knows that they have an organ coming to them, the families of the stress involved, or the stress from the family involved will be. If a recipient knows that they will be receiving an organ for sure, this will relieve them and their family of the stress involved. Tests can be run early to ensure that the blood type matches, which is also stated on SCU's online publication, and over 70% of kidneys fail within 10 years. So if this happens, then someone is just put back on another wait list. Arrangements can also be made ahead of time so that the donor can be paid and all the paperwork can be filled out before the transplant occurs so that the people are getting service faster. Does anyone have any questions about this new market for me?
Oh man, I do. I don't really have a question. How much do you think my organs would cost?
It didn't say on Barry Jacobs' site what he thought each organ would be worth. However, it would be enough to cover the hospital expenses and for them to profit a little bit off of the selling of their organ.
Alright, I can dig it.
The satisfaction of saving an innocent human life is an indescribable feeling that you will get from nothing else. I suggest that you talk to your local representatives about getting this bill passed. Thank you. Yay! Okay, now you can talk.